get the first one.
KP, thanks for spending some time with us. We're going to start with questions in the room, and then we will hop over to some on Zoom. So, Brad, kick us off.
JP, Brad Townsend, Dallas Morning News. I know you've talked extensively with Jason, and he came over to visit you. How do you envision that your role offensively and defensively might be different this year?
Yeah, I think his goal is to put me in the situations where I can be the best player, take the most out of my skill set. And that's extremely important. That also, for me, that gives me confidence that he wants me to be comfortable out there, and he tells me that if you have anything, communicate. If you want to, how you want yourself to be used, let me know, and we can talk about it and figure out ways. So that's for me as a player, that's huge, and I think that's a really good first step, in terms of building and being a good team.
And how do you think it might be different?
Sorry?
In terms of the offensive system, how do you think it might be different?
Yeah, I think it's just going to be more of my game. I'm going to be able to post up more and be used in those situations. And I was used a lot as just a spacer and shooting threes. And I feel, that's not my whole game. There's more things to my game. But yeah, I learned a lot of things. I adjusted my game as I needed to. But I'm looking forward to being utilized the best way.
Stop there, go ahead.
Mavs.com. So just take that a step further. Do you expect to be spending a little more time on the block or mid-range or less on the perimeter?
Yeah. That's something we're gonna work and see how it all looks. I want to do what's best for the team, how we can be the best. I don't want to clog up the paint now because I have the green light to be more in the post. I want to open up for Luka to drive, for Timmy to have these opportunities, but I also want to be utilized in a way where I can help the team. So that's going to be for us to work on now during the preseason and as the year starts.
Okay, Mark Paulo.
Hey Chris, Mark Paulo, Mavs TV. Good to see you again as always. At the end of last season, you shared with us you were looking forward to the summer where you got a chance to work and get healthy. And I believe one of the phrases you used was work on my movements. Can you share with us how the summer went for you from that perspective?
Yeah, it was a great summer. A lot of work that I put in. I mentioned it in the interviews before that it was an easy summer for me because I did a lot of hard work, but it came easy because of all the external noise from last season. It was kind of easy for me to fuel from that, motivation wise. So it was a good summer. It was a good summer, and now coming into the season with a fresh mind and fresh body, being able to put in the work and being able to start the season even before the preseason starts. For example, now the pickup that we're playing, and that's extremely important for me to just feel good and run up and down and get a feel for my teammates, and so I'm really excited about starting this season, from the beginning.
Kelly,
Kelly Beckman with the Dallas Morning News. You mentioned the communication aspect and being able to vocalize how you want to be used or how you think you can be used. How much of that was missing, or how much of that is a change from last year, even from your time in New York? How much have you gotten that flexibility or that open door in the past versus what you expect it to be like now?
Yeah, no, it's definitely there. It was much more kind of, I don't know what word to use, but it was different last year. It was the last couple of years, and I think that's crucial for a team to be really good. Is at the end your players have to be playing well and feeling good. And as I said, J Kidd has done. He's smart. He was a player. He's a great player, and he was a point guard. So he knows how to run a team, and so far all the conversations that we had, and even them coming to Latvia to visit me was huge for me. So we've gotten off to a really good start.
KJP, Chuck Cooperstein, Mavs Radio. Good to see you.
I know you guys already.
They're telling us to identify ourselves.
Okay, good.
Since there really hasn't been much turnover in the team, just kind of on the edges of Reggie and with Sterling, how much do you feel the
improvement in this team will come because of you being you, you being the player that the Mavericks acquired, the trade, the player that was, before you got hurt, all that kind of stuff. How much of the improvement really is you being you?
Yeah, I don't want to like over like sell, you know what I mean, and say, oh, now we're, it's at the end, the game is evolving also, so I understand that. It's not as many post-ups as it used to be. I have to adjust my own game also, I have the advantage that I was capable of shooting threes from the beginning of my career. So that wasn't something I had to work on to get to. But I think, one part is the players being confident and comfortable in the system, within the system, and then also the communication between us, the players, to have, as Luka mentioned in the interviews that he had, I guess in Europe, he said chemistry is extremely important, and our best chemistry we had when we were in the bubble. That was the best moment, and it showed on the court. So I think for us, that's going to be something we're going to be focused on this season. And I think that's going to also translate to the court.
How does that translate defensively for you? Just the ability to protect the rim. Does the team improve internally just because you are able to better do that than at times last year?
Sorry, defense or offense?
Defense.
Yeah. That's, obviously I wasn't happy with, or I wasn't doing what I'm capable of on a defensive end also, and I want to take that step forward again. I want to show my best basketball in all aspects, and I'm maturing also as a player. I know my decision making has gotten better with each season. I think we're all growing as players, and we're all coming together also. So with the new coaching staff and with good support system around us, I think we're gonna take that next step.
All right, we're gonna do a couple more in the room and then hop to Zoom. Dorothy, you want
Dorothy Gentry, I'm at Intermediate. Hello. New coach and new teammates and a new year. So can you talk a little bit about, is this an opportunity for you to remind everybody who Kristaps is as a player? Is this a rebirth season for you? Just how would you characterize this season for you mentally and physically?
Every season starts with the energy, with good energy and excitement, and but I think this year the difference is that the coaching staff around us, the people around us that are bringing in just fresh air in the building, and that's important. That kind of has given, I think, not only the players but everybody around the organization kind of a new feel and more energy. And for me individually, as I said, I want to play my best basketball, and at the end, I want to win. That's what I'm here for. That's why Mark wanted me here, to win games. And I know Luka wants to win, Timmy wants to win, Dodo, Maxi, DP, everybody wants to win. So if we can all be on the same page, and not only in terms of, yes, we all want to win, but what are the things we need to do individually, and maybe somebody has to sacrifice a little bit or whatever it is. If we can all do that, then we can make something special happen.
Mark said you were unfairly aligned with the postseason last year. You mentioned external noise. What about the external noise bothered you the most, or what motivates you the most about it?
I wouldn't say it didn't get to me. It didn't get to me because in that moment you're focused on the goal, and I'm focused on what is being asked from me. I'm a professional, and I'm not gonna, I cannot let myself be affected by that. I have to focus on, what the coaching staff is telling me to do, and if that's the way we're gonna do it, I'm with that. And yeah, but then once the season was over, I was like, okay, all of this, of course I hear it. I hear the external criticism and external noise, And as I said, I just used it as fuel to put in the work in the summer. And yeah, I'm excited to show it on the court.
Last one in the room, Eddie.
Yeah, just wanted to know what you remember about Frank's game and what he might be able to bring to the table for you guys.
Frank is great. Frank has the right mindset. He has a good head on his shoulder. Break this shit, right? He has the right mindset. You know, he's been in tough situations also where he's not playing. He was a high draft pick, and when you go through those kind of things, you mature a lot, I think, and you when you're going through some adversity, that helps you a lot in your mind in terms of your mindset. So he's always a guy that's always working out. He's always in shape. He's whenever you let him play, he's going to leave 100% out there on the floor, and that's the type of guy you want on a winning team, you know. And I don't know how big his role is going to be, but he's definitely a guy that that's going to help the locker room and that's going to give everything whenever he steps out on the court.
All right, so to Zoom, Michael Shapiro, you can start us off.
Michael Shapiro, Sports Illustrated. Hi, Kristaps. Going back a few years, what do you remember about playing a younger Luka in European competition? And then now, what impresses you about him? What do you enjoy about playing with Luka right now?
Yeah, just every time I think about Luka, I think about the natural talent that he is. The kid is unbelievable. You know, he's just a super talented basketball player, and extremely smart on the court. Also, he knows what it takes to win, and it's going to be. He's the expectations for him are going to be high. So I'm sure he knows that, and he's going to be ready for it.
Chris Henderson.
Chris Henderson, chendo.com. Hey, KP, so how excited were you to have Tim Hardaway back? Because obviously you guys came from New York together, and having him back on the team, being a core guy, how did you feel about that, man?
Yeah, of course, I was happy. I was happy for Tim. I knew he wanted to stay, but I didn't think. I thought he was gonna. Next question. No. I'm happy to have Tim back, and it's great that he signed here. He's a great guy off the court. You know, we're extremely close. We know each other well, so always also I think you could see that when we're playing with each other on the floor. You know, we kind of find each other, and I know how his mind works on the floor. So I think that's a good thing for us that we're able to keep him.
Kevin Gray.
Kevin Gray, 105 through the fan. KP, good to see you. A couple of questions for you. With you potentially being more in the post, did you additionally put on any weight this summer, get a little bit stronger? Is that something that you worked on? Maybe how much did you put on? And then secondly, for you, where was your mind at the end of this last season? Obviously losing to the Clippers for the second year in a row, your role and what you wanted to see, and were there feelings potentially of wanting to move on elsewhere given how your season ended last year?
Mm-hmm. I put on a little weight. I also focused a lot on not lifting a lot of weights, but also putting the basketball work. So I don't feel rusty or I don't feel too stiff out there, which was a big thing for me. You know, signing here, I did a lot of physical work, but I felt like basketball-wise, I was rusty too. You know, from being out 18 months, you know, I was rusty too. So that kind of stuck with me for a while, and I was kind of like, no, I need to work more on my game and not as much in the weight room. But at the end, it's extremely important for me to stay healthy and to feel good on the floor. That I have to put on some weight and have to feel strong in those situations. And so I did a lot of that, and I'm feeling really good physically. And then what else did you ask? Sorry.
At the end of this last season, what were your feelings about wanting to be with this team? Were there any feelings that you wanted to move on, given what your role was this last year before the coaching change ultimately took place?
Yeah. I wasn't happy, of course, after you know how it ended. But I understood that it's just a part of the journey, and you know, you have ups and downs, and you know, I didn't want to feel like I didn't want to feel like the victim in any sense. I was like, no, this, okay, it happened. I did what I was supposed to, and we move forward, and here we are, about to start another season. It feels good. It feels good. It feels right. And I'm doing everything I can from my side to be correct, to be in shape, and to be the best player I can be for this team.
We've got one more in English and then a few international. Lauren Gunn, go ahead.
Lauren Gunn, Mavs Moneyball. Hey, KP. You mentioned earlier that you were able to spend the offseason back home with your friends and family. Could you talk about Coach Kidd's visit, how it felt being back home, and anything that you're looking forward to showcasing this upcoming season?
Excuse me. Yes, J Kidd. In case he came to Latvia, that was great for me to for them to come to my home country. Even though the weather was terrible, I apologized like 15 times to them. It's out of my control. But yeah, they came and we went for dinners and we had some good conversations. They came to see how I worked out, and that was huge. That was huge for me as a player. For them to travel all the way to Europe and to come visit us. So, and sorry, what else?
Is there anything specific that you're looking forward to showcasing this upcoming season that maybe you've been working on and are excited for everybody to see?
No, I think just feeling free out there, just playing basketball. I think that's what I need to get back to and having fun. At the end, this game is fun. A lot of the stuff that we're doing might not be as fun, but the game itself is fun. And I put in a lot of work in the summer and this and that, and sometimes you're just like, man, I'm working so much for what? And then you go out there and you play pickup and you have so much fun. You're like, oh, okay, that's why I'm doing all of this, to be able to play well and feel good on the court, even when you're playing just pickup up and down. So yeah, just getting back to having fun and enjoying the game.
All right, we've got two in Spanish, and we'll get you out of here.
All right.
Eric Mora, go ahead.
Hola KP, ¿me escuchas?
Sí.
Hola KP, gusto en saludarte otra vez este año, esta temporada. Tú mencionabas hace unos minutos, la temporada pasada no fue como tal vez tú te la imaginabas, por diferentes factores que podremos nombrar, pero obviamente las críticas se hicieron hacia tu persona y se siguieron haciendo incluso después de que acabó la temporada. ¿Cómo hacer oídos sordos a esas críticas mediáticas? ¿Y cuál es tu enfoque? ¿Cómo te has enfocado para dejarlo a un lado? ¿Y cómo estás en cara esta temporada? ¿100% con el equipo o si ha influenciado un poco de esas críticas?
Sí, yo diría que, ¿cómo se dice?
Influenciado.
Eso, influenciado por las críticas, pero en buen sentido. Lo he cogido como gasolina para trabajar más este verano, para estar motivado todo lo que podía. Y al final, para mí, me ha ayudado este verano y ha sido como un verano bastante fácil en ese sentido, porque no me tenía que apretar a mí mentalmente apenas, porque ya tenía todo el ruido viniendo desde fuera. What else I was going to say?
¿Te emociona estar con el equipo?
Sí. No, muy contento con la mente fresca, con un staff de entrenadores nuevo y contento y con salud y jugando pick-ups para arriba para abajo, así que estamos empezando muy bien.
Thank you.
Yanni Torres.
Hola, Porzingis, Jenny Torres de TAP Deportes. Primeramente quiero saber, las expectativas de esta temporada ya has hablado un poco, pero si en esta off-season pudiste trabajar algo personal que necesitabas, o ya sabemos que estabas con tu familia, pero si lo pudiste hacer y las sensaciones que tienes acerca del director técnico Jason Kidd. Pues.
Perdón, la primera parte, algo personal.
Algo personal que quisieras que pudiste trabajar en la off-season.
Pero, ¿hablando de baloncesto o de mi vida personal?
No, de baloncesto, obviamente.
Ahora, sí, a ver, mucho trabajo físico, mucho trabajo de piernas sobre todo, que al final eso es lo que protege los tobillos, las rodillas, los pies y todo. Y bueno, y a la vez el trabajo de baloncesto, de pista, de tiro, de bote, todo. He seguido mejorando todos los aspectos. Y como he dicho, pues muy buenas sensaciones con nuestro nuevo entrenador. Vinieron a Letonia, tuvimos conversaciones muy buenas con él y la verdad que muy contento con este comienzo de momento y con las ganas de tener un buen año.
That'll do it. Thanks, KP.
Thank you guys.
Gracias.
Thank you.